Hello everybody, welcome back to More Synthetic Girlfriend. This is part 2 of the demo of the game that is currently in development. There's no ETA, unfortunately, on when it actually will release, according to the developer who messaged me on Twitter. So, fortunately, I can't tell you when the game will come out. But I actually kind of enjoyed the game, playing the first part, and I thought about it. There's actually an updated version of the demo, so it improved some things. Like I think some transitions were made a little bit smoother, and some typos were fixed and all that. But this is not the updated build because I didn't feel like playing through it until I got to this point in the new build. So let's just start. I feel utterly beaten. I still don't get it. What's so important for my father or for the company that requires me working there? Why doesn't he tell me what he really wants? How am I supposed to take such a big risk if I don't even know what's ahead? All these questions fluttered in my head, chaotically and frantically, leaving me even more exhausted than I was just a few minutes earlier. I don't get it. But I still want to find out why. First things first, though, I should study for the final. I slowly get out of bed and I reach for my bag and my laptop. And just like that, weeks went by. And then months. And then years. I passed the AI development final with ease. I spoke with Dana and I talked to her about my decision to join Nagai Robotics. She looked a bit worried, but also happy at the same time. Never forget how important your freedom of choice is. These words stayed in my mind when I talked to her. Never forget how important your freedom of choice is. I won't, Dana. Even if I fail this time, working at Nagai Robotics, I'll make it my aim. After the final, a few days went by and I realized I still had things left to do. It was time for me to pack up all my belongings from my dorm and bring them to my parents' house. Bit by bit, I did that, making sure I wouldn't forget anything in the process because if I did, I'd have to consider it lost. After I settled at my parents' house again, I finished some books I had left and an RPG that I left midway through before all the finals. Days went by and my first day at my father's company was getting closer. I honestly didn't know what to expect from all this, but I'm a bit nervous. My uncertainty grew bigger with each passing day. And each day, I got even more nervous, if that's physically possible. But I have to be strong to make my move. And what's that move? Well, I simply want to make my father see that I'm worth it and that I can carve my own path. I'm sick of being under his control. That I just don't simply go with the flow. When I see things this way, I think it's better that that day arrives quickly. Even if my anxiety is crushing me from the inside, because of all these questions, there's the one that's fixed on my mind. What's waiting for me this year? Chapter 1. God, I thought that was the end of the demo and I was freaking out. First day. First day. You know, we haven't met any of the girls yet. That's why I couldn't stop with just one part because we didn't meet any of the girls. Finally, the fateful day comes. Like that zoom out there. I'm at the entrance of Nagai Robotics. It's been a while since I've been here. Can't remember when the last time I came here ever was. Still can't believe that today I'm here, starting my first job. It feels so weird. Mix of feelings clash with each other inside of me. On one hand, I'm really nervous about it because it's my first day at my first job, of course. On the other hand, it's just an internship. It's not as serious as a real job. I don't know about that. Still, above all else, that's my father's company, and I don't know if that should make me feel more relaxed or more worried. At last, I know that a few people would die to work here, but I'm not that sure. I mean, it's not that I'm here to do my absolute best just because of this job, but it's because of the argument I had with my father a few months ago. I'll show him. I swore to myself that I'll show him that I'm worthwhile. However, my father's not here today, and he won't be until next week because he's on a business trip. But maybe that's going to help me familiarize myself with the place and the people without the pressure. Who knows? Maybe I'll even end up liking this place. I don't know what to expect. Anyway, I guess I should be going. I know it's still early, but I want to make a good first impression, I guess. You only have one chance to make a first impression, after all. I step into the building, into the main hall. The place is really quiet, and there doesn't seem to be anyone around. In the distance, I see a woman sitting at a reception desk. I decided to get closer. And as I get closer to the woman, I realize something. She has her eyes closed. And she's perfectly still. She's sleeping. I get a bit closer. I'm at the desk already, so I just decide to say something. Hello? There's no response. Oh my god, is she dead? Excuse me, I'm new here and I need some guidance. The woman remains as still as a rock with her eyes closed. Is she sleeping? Hello? Excuse me, miss. Nothing. Not a word. It's been no more than 5 minutes and this place is already weirding me out. Let's touch the receptionist. I slowly approach the receptionist. Maybe this isn't the best idea in a while, but at least I'm hoping to get some kind of reaction. I stretch my hand bit by bit with my index finger extended so I could poke her forehead. Slowly, getting closer. Boop. I quickly take a step back and hide my hand in my pocket. Nothing. The feeling of touch lingers in my finger for a bit. The skin felt odd. I'm really confused and somewhat creeped out if I'm being honest. This place is really quiet and the only person else outside is completely still and unconscious. I think I'm going to explore this place a bit. I look around, but there's no one to be seen. However, I notice that there's a hallway. I ponder for a bit, but then decide to follow it. As I slowly walk down said hallway, I'm distracted by a figure that comes up at the end of it. Even with my glasses, I can't make much of it, but it seems like a girl? It's a girl with gray skin. She looks at me. It's a robot girl. The robot girl makes a gesture and moves out of my sight. The newbie's here. She can talk? She can talk. She can talk. She can sing. Wait, newbie. I hear another voice down the hallway. What? They're already here? Oh, jeez, I thought they'd arrive later. The short red-haired girl comes out from the side and quickly approaches me. Almost running. As she comes closer, I realize something. Her face seems kind of familiar to me. Sorry for the wait. I didn't know you'd be here, sir. Yuri? Is that you? Mika? Yuri! Mika! She hops on me and hugs me so hard that I'm left breathless. It's Mika. The girl I know, since I have a memory. We used to play together constantly when we were young. At the time, I didn't want anyone else. I only wanted to keep spending time with her. But as years went by, our lives slowly to get started more distant. It's just how it goes, and it's how fate separated us. The fact that we met here today, however, must also be fate's doing. I didn't know you were the new one. Look at your hair. It's all fluffy and wavy. It's somewhat messy. Mika plays with my hair and makes it messier. Hey, come on. I'm gonna be your colleague here, so show a little professionalism. That's something she used to do all the time when we were younger, just to piss me off. I always hated people touching my hair, and she knows it. I sometimes pulled hers in retaliation when it was long and brunette. Leave my hair alone. Jeez, Mika. We aren't kids anymore. What about your hair? Where'd it go? And why is it red? I've been wearing it like this since a few years ago. What do you think? It's not that bad, is it? You look like a boy. Everyone tells me the same thing. Well, you always were a bit... A bit what, Yuri? Mika punches me in the arm. Yeah, that. We laugh a bit. I never thought I'd meet Mika again, and certainly not in this place, of all places. Seeing a familiar face really helps me in a situation like this. I guess there's no reason to be that nervous now. With Mika guiding me, I think I can relax for a while. Let's go, Yuri. I have a tour to guide. Weren't you supposed to be waiting for me outside? Hey, it's not like I was late. You came way earlier. Well, I was so anxious that I got up earlier and just came here. It's okay. That just means we'll have more time for you to see everything. Mika puts her hand on my shoulder so she can start guiding me around the place. However, I noticed something weird. The weight of her hand feels a little lighter. Also, the touch is different, almost like she didn't put her hand on my shoulder, but something else on it, like an object or something. I slowly take a look at it. It's a prosthetic arm. I try not to stare, but it's obvious that Mika saw me looking at it. She smiles a bit, pulling her hand off my shoulder. She speaks again. Let's go. There are so many things I want to show you. Right now, I have several questions myself, but judging by her face, I'm going to limit myself to just one. Mika? Tell me. That woman, The receptionist. The receptionist? Don't worry about it. She takes everyone by surprise when they first arrive here. But she's even more surprising when she's on. When she's on? Couldn't you tell? Whoa, Yuri, maybe you should get another pair of glasses. The receptionist is an android, and right now she's turned off because work hours haven't started yet. An android? Looking that real? Oh, of course I could tell. Just that. I just want to be completely sure because she looks extremely real. Oh, yeah. You think that's surprising? Just wait till you meet Isla. Isla? Who's Isla? Ayla? Ela? Ayla? Oops. I think I just spoiled the tour. God. You know, there's no gonna be as fun. Don't worry, Yuri. Just follow me. I know I said I was gonna ask one question, but I have two. I want to ask her another one. And what about the gray girl? The gray girl? Yes, the robot girl. She is a robot, right? Otherwise, she's got some like nutritional deficiencies or something. Mika puts a serious face on. Yeah, but you should never, ever point out the fact that she's a robot. Never. You understand? Okay. Why? In fact, don't ever use the word robot to refer to her. Okay? I won't. Alrighty then. Her name is Yuri, by the way. Any more questions, Mr. Newbie? Of course I want to ask Mika several questions. However, I don't want to bother her that much. I'm more of an on-the-go learner, you know. I don't have any more questions so far. Great, then we should proceed with the Mika tour, eh? The awesome Mika Tour Deluxe! Yes! Mika didn't change a bit since we were kids. She would always come up with dumb names for even the simplest of things. But that's cute. It's part of her charm, right? Mika's and Yuri's dangerous cicada hunting. Mika's awesome giant snowman made with Yuri's help. Mika the adventure and the spooky trip to her grandfather's cellar featuring her hair system. And the list goes on and on and on. And now that I think about it, she was always the protagonist. I mean, technically isn't everyone the protagonist in their own story? But it never mattered to me. I always had fun whenever I was with her. She made everything a fun adventure, even if it was the most mundane thing ever. I guess even back then I was just going with the flow. Still, I'm glad she still has the skills to do so. With a smile on my face, I step a bit closer to Mika and make a gesture for her to guide me. Go ahead, Mika. You're the guide. Mika smiles. Then let's go. Mika and I continue to go down the hallway I previously mentioned. She's still smiling. Seems she's really happy. Sorry, Dion. I realize I'm also smiling. How silly. I don't know why, but this feels nice all of a sudden. Maybe working here won't be as bad as I imagined. As we go down the hallway, Mika explains what each office is used for. And this one is for... to be honest, we never use this one. Oh, and this one is like a break room, but people hardly use it. To tell you the truth, we never use the front offices that much. Maybe when the guy grows a bit more, we'll end up using them more frequently. I still find it weird hearing my last name in this context. I think I'll never get used to it, really. In the end, I'm just like any other employee here. I'm not being treated as the CEO's son. Maybe that's good, because I'd be able to see things from, another perspective. But looking at it, it makes me feel even more disconnected from this place. We keep walking a bit more, and we arrive at the main room where I saw the robot. Yuri. Well, this is the main hall. To get in, you need to put a finger in here. It shows me the turnstile to get into the main room. The turnstile is a place for fingerprints in an NFC field. Like this, see? The machine emits an audible beep. I realize she's using her good hand to register her fingerprint. I know it's the logical thing to do, but I can't keep myself from thinking about her prosthetic arm. Try it, Yuri. Alright. Press my thumb against the fingerprint reader. The machine lets out a harsher beep than the one it previously made when Mika pressed her thumb on it. The loud beeping takes me by surprise. I quickly take out my thumb from the machine, surprised. What's so funny? Don't worry. You're not registered yet. You need a guest pass. You should have seen the look on your face, Yuri. You haven't changed a bit. Now, take this. Mika gives me a guest pass. I take the pass. I Hold it close to you. Pressed against the NFC sensor. Beep. I sigh loudly. Wow, all those years you spent at university sure worked out. I hear a weird voice coming from behind me. It's loud and clear, but it sounds like it's canned or something. Did the newbie learn to use the turnstile? Something like that. It's a row. It's Yuri. A girl stands before me. She's not that tall. In fact, she's pretty short. Her skin is gray, her eyes are yellow. The scene seems so surreal. She's just standing there like it's nothing weird next to Mika, looking at me. Standing speechless. I don't know how to react to the situation. Mika jumps to my rescue. Yuri? She's Yuri. Hello? Yuri looks at me, different. Hey. We could say that she works here full-time. And I mean full-time, literally. This company would be nothing without me. Yuri presses her hand against the NFC reader. Beep. If you guys keep staying around... Right. Come on, Yuri. I have to show you where your office is. Do I get my own office? Something like that. Mika steps close to me and whispers. We had to free up some space in the storage room. And we had to store them away in Aries' room. What? Yeah, but don't worry. She doesn't mind it. That much. Why would you do that? Truth be told, I kind of forgot you were starting today. So I had to do yesterday before going home. Well, no wonder Aries mad at you. And at me. Mika, you haven't changed a bit since we were kids. Seriously. I like that. Sorry. Still, it's temporary. I mean, you still have a whole year to sort that out, right? Not a bit. Let's go. I have to show you your new office. Yeah, office. And so, we continue to explore the rest of the facility. Mika shows me the real break room, the meeting room, the human resources office filled with robots, the surveillance room, the development labs, the test area, the parts storage, my father's office, and we finally reach a double door that leads outside. And here we have the patio. It's nice, isn't it? The employees come here to smoke and get some fresh air. This area is busy during break hours, so if you like quieter places, you could go to the break room or stay in your office. Got it. Knowing me, I'll just probably stay in my office. My office. By the way, Mika. Yeah? Where's my office? Ah, I left the best part for last. Right, a recycled room is the best. Come. Mika leads me to another hallway, turning the corner at an edge of the building that I assume not many people go to. Mika stops. We've arrived. This is your office. Mika opens the door, and the smell of dust ambushes my senses. Like brand new, right? I look at Mika with a disgusted look. Look, I might have forgot about arranging your arrival, but I didn't pick this place. Of course. This must have been my father's doing. And I think I know who was responsible for it. I was setting my stuff up. Yuri? Yeah? If you need something, anything, just tell me. I think I'm not forgetting anything. Anyway, I'll be in the Human Resources office, okay? Alright. You remember which one that is, right? The one that looks exactly like the rest. I'll find it. Don't worry. But it has a sign that says Human Resources on its door. Thank you, Mika. No problem. Mika smiles like, I like Mika. Then I find myself alone with an old, dusty, boring office. This is my life now. Let's do it. After arranging everything and sorting through some things, I finally finished setting everything up. Now this place looks like an office somewhat, kinda. I slowly start hearing the noise of people coming and going in and outside the facility. Steps, voices, coming and going. Doors opening and closing. Now this place looks like an office. Ah, it looks exactly the same. I didn't do anything at all. A few minutes go by and I hear something knocking on the door. Come in. The door opens slowly and I hear a soothing voice. Morning, Miss Nagai. Miss? A girl, a bit taller than me, steps inside. Wait a minute, miss? Good morning. Ah, my apologies. When I saw your name. How are you? I came to serve your morning coffee. I did not know what to bring you, so I brought you black coffee, decaffeinated. just in case. Take it back. If you don't find it you're liking, I could replace it with something else. Now, can you tell me if this coffee's alright? I'm speechless. No words. I can't say absolutely anything. Nothing. The girl changes her expression, almost as if she's waiting for a reply. Of course you're waiting for an answer. She just asked me a question. She said, I'm just so stunned with my presence. With her presence. My presence too. Yes. Yes. Coffee. Yes. Me like coffee. Excuse me? I cannot comprehend what you're saying. Yeah. Decaffeinated. It's fine. I'm glad you find it to your liking. But if you want to consume anything else besides coffee in the future, do not hesitate in telling me. You can prepare anything you like. Anything? If I have the ingredients, I can prepare it. Thank you. I will definitely take advantage of that. Then I should take my leave. But wait a minute. Yes? What's your name? Nagai-san wants to know my name? Yes, please? The others refer me to as Ayla. Oh, it's Ayla! Do you also want to know my serial number? Serial number? That is certainly right. I have a serial number like any other android. Right, androids, robots. No, it's not necessary. My name is Yuri. Yuri Nagai. That it is. That was the reason for my confusion. Right. Well, it's understandable. Yuri is a girl's name in Japan. But it's a boy's name in Russia. Nagai's son was made in Russia? I mean, it uses the phrase made in as opposed to manufactured. I find it a bit funny, but I decided not to laugh. Her mind did too much. Well, it was my Russian mom who picked that name for me, although my last name is clearly Japanese. That is a bit convoluted. It is, I suppose. Thank you for teaching me this. No problem. Ayla smiles and just keeps standing there. You can go now. If you don't have any more queries, then I shall take my leave. Alright. Have a productive day. Thanks. I think. So she's Ayla, another android. She looked a lot more sophisticated than the gray robot girl I met earlier. Plus she spoke really differently. Correct and well-mannered. She looked extremely human-like. My father never told me about them. Why? Not about Mika or the robot girl or the android. I always thought this was just a regular company that was about making robotic prosthetics. Now I see that it's much more than that. But I didn't know they developed such advanced AI. What's actually going on in this company? How many things did my father hide all these years? My train of thought is interrupted by another knock on the door. I wonder if it's the nice android again. Come in. The door opens before I even finish talking. Hey, newbie. It's Yuri. Hey, Yuri. Mika told me that she forgot to show you the lab. The lab? Yes. I didn't know there was a lab. I could have sworn they said lab earlier in the walkthrough, but maybe not. I mean, there was a place that looked like one, but I didn't really make the connection. What do you do there? A bunch of stuff. Well, you're coming or not? Is it okay if I leave my office? The prosthetic chief asked for it. Alright. Yuri stayed close to the door and waits for me impatiently. I decided to hurry up. I don't want to piss her off. We walk around the facility a bit, and I start to notice the awkward silence. Really awkward. It almost doesn't help that she's emitting this moody and mysterious aura. How's it possible for a robot to actually do something like that? Like, if you were going to design a robot, you wouldn't design one to be like a jerk, would you? I mean, I would imagine not. Like, if you had, designing a personality for, like, a robot. So if she's not a robot, what am I saying? I try to fill the awkward silence. So, about Yuri. What's your job around here? What do you do? I repair and assemble the parts and pieces for the prosthetics. I also make sure the whole building stays in one piece. Electricity, water, the vents, that stuff. You seem really busy. You get used to it. Years of service. So, how long have you worked here? 8 years, I think. You think? I thought you'd know that with precision. Why do you assume that? Well, that's because... Well, you always remember when you started working on your first job. Huh? What makes you think this is my first job? Anyway, what kind of freak would remember that kind of thing? Oh, I don't know, but I have a feeling that I'll remember that today. March 20th, 2048 was my first day at Nagai Robotics. Are you a workaholic or something? If that's the case, you better work hard. I'll tell the boss if I catch you slacking off. Don't do that, please. Anyway, good thing I recalled Mika's words. I must point out the fact that Eri is, well, a robot. It's been 8 years, almost. Oh, you must know the facility's in and outs. Yeah. Eri doesn't say anything else. The awkward silence comes back. And what's with her pretending to sigh? What about the other robots? Are there any other robots besides... Shit! Besides Isla? I must include Eri in that sentence. No! At least not like Isla. Or me. The rest are just assembled robots. They're not smart. I'd also ask you to use the word android or synthetic. I'll let you off the hook this time. Alright. You really don't know anything about this company, do you? My father doesn't want work interfering with his family. He barely speaks about what's going on here. I didn't even know about you or Isla for that matter. Ah. I noticed that Eri just sighed, but that doesn't make any sense. Anything else, newbie? No, that's it. That's it. That's done. I'm done. Let's go to the lab. I can't come up with anything else to talk about. But there's something I'm realizing that catches my attention. After all this small talk and questions asked, I realize I've been talking to a robot all this time. I mean android. Android all this time. Talking like this, it feels so natural even though she's an android. I try to hide my amazement. Luckily, we finally arrived at the so-called lab. We stop at the door. Go in. After crossing the glass door, I finally step into the lab. You think this is going to be another android? A few desks spread across the room and there's a lot of stuff on top of them. I see nothing on top of those desks. That's okay. Hands, fingers, forearms, feet, legs, and other robotic body parts. It's kind of creepy. Some parts even look like human ones. They have different skin colors even. Other parts look like they're straight out of some sci-fi show. Robotic, angular, and sporting simple colors. They're like Mika's prosthetic arm. I wonder why she opted for that model instead of a more human-looking one. Hey! Eri forces her way into the lab. You were standing in the middle of the door. How do you want me to get in? I didn't realize I was standing in the middle of the door. I'm sorry, I guess. She looks at me indifferently and makes her way into the lab. Then a middle-aged man gets closer to us. Ah, little Eri. Mr. Kumar. You must be Yuri. Hello. Little Eri, I mean, she's small, but isn't that kind of offensive? And this guy, he knows who I am? I've been waiting for you. I didn't know what office you were in. I checked everyone out. I'd have asked Mika, but she was really busy. I'm glad you came by my lab instead. Oh, the pleasure's mine, mister. Kumar. Baladi Kumar. Mr. Kumar. Nice to meet you, Yuri. And thanks for bringing him here, Eri. No problem. For the first time, I see Eri show a little enthusiasm and not her cold attitude she had toward me until now. Well, let's get to the point. Your father told me you're one of the best in your class, so I figured you would have no trouble with the work you're going to do here. Finally, someone explains how this place works. What's the job? You see, week after week we take patients that for some reason lost some of their limbs. Our job is to give these people to experience to feel whole again, using our robotics prosthetic. Right now, we're working on new movement and function software. Because the one we have now, it's a bit limited. Your job is to familiarize yourself with this new software and build functions to use it on our new models and apply to the older models if it's possible. Great! Finally, a field where I can show off my skills, a field in which I feel confident. Where's the docs? Straight to the point. I like it. This guy makes me deaf with that laugh. Alright, Yuri, for starters, I'm going to give you this practice hand. It'll not only let you test the programs, but it will also be your first job. Because our next client lost his hand using a table saw. The doctors couldn't save it, it was rendered useless. So he needs a complete replacement. I wanted to look confident, but I didn't think it was going to work for a client just yet. By the way, his hand was severed. That must have hurt a lot. I mean, we have tons of nerves in our hands. I can't imagine what it would be like to lose one of my hands. I won't be able to play video games. Won't be able to code. I mean, can you imagine it? Just losing a limb? Like how limited you would be? I think I'm getting kind of dizzy. I'm sorry to hear that. Vladi looks at me with a concerned face. Then he forcefully smiles. I'm sorry, Yuri. I forgot you're not used to this. Our job is filled with stories like these. I'll try to be more careful next time, but don't be sad. We're here to help those people after all. It's okay, Mr. Kumar. It took me by surprise is all, you know. Try not to think about it. Alright, this client used to build furniture, so he'll need several functions to keep doing his work. There's people that still do those kinds of things? Well, people have hobbies. Since robots took up many jobs that were done by humans before, people look for something to spend their time with. Sometimes they even resort to old-time activities, I guess. I notice that area seems a bit affected by this comment. I see. What's your opinion on this topic, Yuri? After seeing Aries' reaction, I'd rather not make any negative comments on this. Personally, I don't mind. Humans invented non-intelligent robots for those tasks. I don't see the point of complaining. Unless your dream job is to stamp the expiring date on every bag of chips. Your father was right. Right about what? It's nothing. I guess I now owe him $50. Each comment Mr. Kumar makes only makes me more confused. And his laugh makes me a bit more deaf each time. In any case, I'll send you the docs via email. I have to set up the lab now because we have a new client and we have to run some tests. Okay. It's been a pleasure, Mr. Kumar. Pleasure's mine, Yuri. Ah, Eri. By the way, tell Mika to get ready to make some deliveries. She already knows the details. Okay. And with this, we leave the lab. Alright, newbie. Here's where we part ways. Duty calls. Later, Eri. I see Eri going down the hallway. I decide to get back to my office and start working. And with that, I think I'm going to end this part here, and we'll check out the next part in the next video. Hope you guys enjoy this part of Synthetic Girlfriend. You can download the demo in the link below. It'll be updated, so hopefully it'll fix some typos and stuff that I've noticed, some grammatical issues. And with that, I must bid you all adieu and have a good day.